Hey, welcome back to the Big Red Zone. We are very excited for today's show. Remember, new episodes come out every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and like this video as well as all our other videos. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Big Red Zone. And tell a friend. Today, we got a very special guest joining us later in the show, Joey Walsh, former Brockton Rox pitcher and BC Eagle, will join us later to talk baseball and BC stuff. But first, we're going to talk about the Bruins, the collapse, do a recap of the NBA playoffs this week. And when Joey comes, we'll talk about the Red Sox, Woo Sox, and everything baseball. All that and more on this week's episode of the Big Red Zone. Welcome to the podcast. This is the Big Red Zone. I'm your host, Big Red. As always, I am joined by Danny Football. Greetings, Danny. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. It's a rainy Monday. I'm ready to get into it.
I know. It's a rainy, dreary Monday. As we said, we're going to have Joey Walsh joining us later. But before we get to Joey comes on, we're going to start with talking about the Bruins. Drury Monday starts with the dreary first topic of the podcast. We sat here, us, me, you, Dante. Shout out Dante. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch that. We sat here confident, Danny Football, confident. We had a 1-goal lead in Game 5. We were feeling good. And then just utter collapse. I pretty disappointed, to say the least, in the Bruins finish to the season.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the games, there's not a game we're really out of. Even the Game 5 loss where they kind of piled on at the end, we had kind of just called it a day at that point. Yeah, I mean, dominating periods. We just never finished our chances. Couldn't get the puck in the back of the net. And the Islanders, I feel like the Islanders scored on every chance they had. It's hard to beat a team when they're literally batting 1,000 on all of their scoring opportunities. So hats off to the Islanders. They kicked our ass pretty much up and down the ice. When it really mattered, they kicked our ass up and down the ice.
Yeah.
The Bruins, I mean, it's not like they rolled over and died, but at the same time, like, you got to be able to score. You got to be able to, you need to be able to create chances for yourselves and capitalize. And they never really capitalized. The Pasta open net, that was huge. That was such a missed opportunity to really put that game away. And Tuukka, I mean, we'll get into it, playing hurt. And I know there are going to be people that say he shouldn't have been doing it, but those same people would have complained that he didn't play through it. So
exactly,
there are a lot of things that worked against us in this series, both officiating-wise, injury-wise. But at the end of the day, the Islanders they beat us. 4-2 is pretty bad.
Right. Couple things that I saw that were the main problems. Yes, the scoring was kind of tough, but that wasn't my main concern looking at the Boston Bruins collapse. My problem was the defensive play of our team. If you look at the Bruins scoring, we scored 5 in Game 1, 3 in Game 2. We only got a goal in Game 3, which, that's tough. Game 3 and Game 4. We're tough scoring. We got 2 in Game 3, only 1 in Game 4, 4 in Game 5, and 2 in Game 6. A couple of those games, you're right. We didn't score the puck that much, but like Game 5, we score 4 goals and lose. Game 2, we score 3 and lose. Like those games, you should win when you're scoring that many goals.
And the problem being is that we were fighting back. We dug ourselves holes and we're scoring goals, and it doesn't even matter because we're still down.
And you're right. We did fight in those games. Like in the game, what was it? Game 5 loss? Yeah, Game 5 loss when we lost 5-4. I mean, how many people turned it off when the Islanders went up 5-1 in the third period, 5-2 in the third period? It was like it was over. It was over. And they came back, and it was like a good, close game. And you honestly felt like the Bruins were going to tie it up and win it. We just did. For some reason, in the last minute also, that game, we stopped trying to shoot. Like, we got back in the game by –
1 goal too many.
It was like, to get back in the game, we just it was like a a barrage. Like we just kept shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting in that game. And we came back, and then in the last minute, we like pass. It was like it was weird. But my problem is, and it stems with the defensive side of uh of the ice. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Walsh just messaged. Joey Walsh is coming in soon. We're very soft. Like if you think about the defensive players, like who would you say is like the best defensive player?
Jeez.
I would probably say like the only guy that played well is what? McAvoy? I'd probably say just Charlie McAvoy is
I
like
know
the guy.
Lozon was kind of a liability the entire series. It's tough, man. There really isn't a defenseman on this team that I felt really confident in the entire series. Everyone had their issues. I felt like everyone had their issues.
I'd give Charlie McAvoy at least.
Mm.
I felt confident with Charlie McAvoy, but other than that, there was nothing. So it was all soft defensive play. The other thing I would say, and before we get into Tuukka, because obviously the Tuukka down the stretch was like that's kind of hurt them too. There's no one that is like enforcer on when I think of the Bruins. When we think of like these great defensive, great teams, hockey teams, they always get that one or two guys that have an edge and like you don't want to mess with. When the Bruins hit the Islanders, it was like a love tap. When the Bruins got the Islanders kicked the crap.
I think they had 30 or 40 more hits in the series than we did.
Right. And when they hit, it was a slam. They totally took the wind out of everyone. They made you feel each hit. The Bruins didn't take advantage of that. So I think this offseason, number one, we talked about we got to re-sign Hall. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we got to find some good defensive players and some aggressive. We let Torrey Krug go. That was a mistake. And now we got to fill up the holes on defense, get some aggressive, hard-hitting guys that are going to give this team an edge. And I think this team, take those players, put them on this team, and I think they're a Stanley Cup contender next year.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of good points. Obviously, they need defensive help. They need depth on the bench. Our fourth line just wasn't there.
Non-existent.
Big points for me. Again, defensive help, add the depth. I'd like to have Taylor Hall back. I know he kind of disappeared in the series, but I'd like to have him back for a full season. He seems to like the area. He seems to love the team, so I'd like to have him back.
He's open to it.
I know a lot of guys spoke glowingly about the team. They all want to come back and run it back. My only problem is you don't want to be loyal to a fault where you just keep bringing back the same core of guys and keep banging your head against the wall, expecting it to work, which we've seen the Celtics do time and time again. They run the same team back thinking they're going to get different results. So I wouldn't mind having Taylor Hall back. There are a couple other guys that I would take back, but obviously I don't want the exact same team next season. It's just not going to work. We need more. We need different guys. We need depth. We need more defense. So I don't want to like shove Patrice Bergeron out the door or anything like that.
No, absolutely.
We definitely need different parts.
Or like Marchand. Marchand was probably the best player on the ice for the Boston Bruins in this.
Right.
You could argue Pasta, but I think from start to finish, Marchand was the best player on the ice for the Bruins. So you're right. Yeah, I don't want to start shoving some of these guys out the door, but we do got to start.
There are definitely role guys that I'm not going to fight to keep on this team.
Correct. Should we move? I mean, the big story was Pasta, and I think you made a couple good points already when you talked about Pasta in your opening remarks. Look, everyone trashed him for not playing a couple years ago in the playoffs. They say he's soft, he doesn't play through it, he doesn't care about the team, he's not dedicated. The guy tried to play through it, and hockey's a little different. Like you'll hear about. Like we heard about Patrice Bergeron after the playoffs a couple of years ago, had a punctured lung and broken ribs and stuff like that, and played through it.
Walking around, never mind skating.
Right. I feel like hockey, like is so much different than a sport like the NBA, where you have like a rolled ankle and you can be out for like 3 days. So it's like, So it's like, I don't know. I think it's a different animal. Everyone got on him. He probably was hearing it. He wanted to be out there for his team. it really, if he wasn't good to go, like, do I think he probably should have started that last game, game 6? No, I really don't. I think you progressively saw him get less healthy throughout every single game. And the fact that you had to pull him and you made a comeback, I thought that was a no-brainer. You were going to sit him for a game. Swayman's a capable goalie. He's young. People don't really, I mean, I think having a young goaltender that's really good, it can shake up the other team. Like, they don't know how to score on him. They haven't really seen a lot of film on him. So I feel like they could have got, I think Swayman you had on the team for a reason. I think they should have gone with game 6, but I don't know. I'm not going to blame Tuukka for this. He was hurt. He played with a torn labrum. Let's see some of you guys get out there on ice skates and try to block about 70 shots a night on it with a torn labrum. All right, come on. And then, by the way, not just stop a bunch of pucks, have no defense whatsoever in front of you and have a bunch of one-on-one breakaway goals. Like, come on, man. Like, it's all the Tuukka haters just want to see him leave. It's kind of like the Andrew Benintendi thing where everyone hated Andrew Benintendi and they wanted him gone. And look how that turned out for us. Like, I just feel like you need Tuukka on this team. Like, we don't know what Swayman is. I think we need to keep Tuukka on the team. Let him see if he can get healthy. You have Swayman on the team, and we'll try to get through next year with those two guys and try to figure out for the future. But I don't put this. I mean, you put a little blame on Tuukka. You know what I mean? He did give up a bunch of goals, but I don't put this loss on. I don't think when I think of why we lost this series, I don't think the bigger piece of the blame pie, goes on Tuukka. I really don't.
No, I don't blame Tuukka. I think if you're going to look at it, I think defense was a big part of it. The injury definitely played a part. My only kind of argument is for the game 6 start. You're down 3-2. It's win or go home. You might as well see what he can give you.
Right. I you know what? And I wouldn't have done it. I would have started Swayman just because I mean, we've been talking about he's hurt. But do I blame him from playing or
No.
Casting? No.
I don't blame him for even, saying that he could go because, it's playoff hockey. You want to be able to play or give yourself I'd argue an injured Tuukka gives you a better chance to win than Swayman. I don't know where all of a sudden the Swayman praise comes from. Is he good? Yeah, but he's not Tuukka Rask. And then we saw in Game 5 how he performed. I mean, granted, he came into a losing situation as it was, but I don't know why all of a sudden Swayman became Marty Brodeur. He's not. He's a serviceable backup. He's a backup for a reason. Right. I get, maybe you want the healthier goalie in there, but who's to say he would have won that game anyways?
Right.
So if it were me, I'd ride with my guy. I'd ride with Rask, see what we can get out of him. And, if he went to Cassidy and said, hey, I can't play, then he can't play. You're not going to force the guy to play. So obviously he told Cassidy, I think I can go. And Cassidy said, let's roll. So the Swayman thing, I don't put too much stock in that. I think that's just people being anti-Rask and wanting a change, which is fine, but it's not Swayman.
And let's not forget, like, a lot of this playoffs is who's the hot goaltender. And give credit to them. What the heck is his name?
I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. I know we heard it a million times because of the broadcast. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it, but the Islanders goaltender, man, that dude stood on his head.
He's hot.
Played the series of a lifetime.
And
he's still hot. Now they're game up on Tampa now.
And Tampa, everyone's saying had the best odds to win the cup. Like, whoever's goaltender is hot. And don't forget, he got benched last series. Like, they lost a couple games, I think. They lost 1 or 2 games in the divisional round, the round before this. And they went to their backup. He won them the series, and then they went back to Varmouth. I think it's Varmuva or Valmouv or something like that.
They pronounce it like a B almost. It's I can't.
Whatever it is.
Orlovsky or something. I don't even.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I don't even want to try, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Larbov. I think that's how they say it.
Larbov. I think that's right.
That's probably still wrong.
It's whatever. He got hot at the right time, man. He's stopping everything. He had a lot of great saves in that series. Like, there was 1,000%. a lot of like really good saves. So what can you say? Like, they got hot at the right time. Bruins got cold at the wrong time. It's like, you try to regroup, add the pieces that you lost, and try to move on. That's all you can do. So, disappointing end to the Bruins season.
Very disappointing.
We'll have to try to reload and come back next year. Moving on to the NBA, we're not going to talk any Celtics talk today. We are Celtics out for a little bit until they decide to hire a coach or get me a decent team. But we're going to run down the NBA with a little NBA playoff recap. The first ever Big Red Zone Picks of the Week parlay was unsuccessful.
It was looking good for a little bit.
It looked good for one game, and a couple injuries later, 2 games and a couple injuries later, we have the Bucks and Nets.
When all of a sudden your best players don't play.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you don't.
Welcome to hell, Brooklyn, you fucking assholes. If you guys had Brown, we would have beat you guys anyway. Then all of a sudden they start losing their guys, and now they're losing games.
Yeah. It must be hard to play with one superstar who's probably the greatest scorer of all time.
That must suck.
That must be terrible. And also, not to mention, you have one of the best, deepest teams in the NBA. But you know what? I'm happy they're losing. I'm not happy that James Harden or Kyrie Irving are injured. I thought I saw that tweet or that comment by Big Baby. I was like, come on, man. You don't want to see anyone get injured.
Turn about his favorite play, man. You want to tempt fate. There you go.
Yeah. So, but Bucks, I'm rooting for the Bucks. I hate the Nets. So the Bucks gotta answer right now. They gotta put this away. Kyrie's out game 5, I think. Is Kyrie out? James Harden's out. I think Kyrie's out.
Yeah, he's
out. Bucks gotta take control of this series right now. They gotta put the foot on the neck and take this series right now. Tied series there. Philly is up to 1 over the Hawks. I mean, Philly's looked in control since that game 1 loss. I think that was a fluke. I love the Hawks. I think they have a really good team, young team. Shout out to Phil. I just think that Philly's just a better team. I think they're gonna, close this out soon. Not too much to talk about there. Jazz, number 1 seed, is winning 2-1 over the Clippers.
Game 1 dub, baby.
It's pretty. I mean, even though the Jazz they've been pretty good all year round, all season long. It's pretty surprising that the Clippers are down 2-1 to me. I think
we saw them struggle with Dallas, man. I just don't think they're as good as they are on paper.
So begs the question. We don't have to get into it too much. Should the Clippers organization blow it up?
I think if they get bounced in this series, I wouldn't be surprised if they did blow it up and start messing around with it, because I know they're desperate, dude. I mean, you bring in Kawhi and you bring in the guy that he wanted. You had Doc Rivers, yet you seem to have all the pieces to the puzzle. You had Montrezl Harrell, 6th man of the year, and it just isn't working, man. Like, it's just not the right concoction of guys. So I think if it's another early exit, I wouldn't be surprised if they start moving guys around.
Who's the guy that gets moved? Do you think they keep one of the two?
Out of Kawhi and PG? It has to be PG.
It has to be PG. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I think that's an easier sell to Kawhi, saying, hey, look, we brought him here. You wanted him, and it's not working. We can find someone else.
Right. I think that's a good idea.
I don't know who else is, but, I mean.
Kemba Walker. No, I don't think that's going to – I wouldn't hate it.
Wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't hate it.
They can have him.
I just don't see that happening. By the way, I know we said no Celtics talk, but it's official. Kemba Walker wants the divorce. That's what we heard. It's mutual.
I won't fight to keep him.
So last series we have is the Suns actually last night swept the Nuggets. I think it was last night. Swept the Nuggets. So the Suns move on to the conference finals. Shout out, ride that Suns train all the way.
Go.
But a questionable Joker ejection. Did you see the play?
Yeah, that was soft.
That was a soft play to get ejected on. The NBA's soft. What's happening in the league, Danny Football? What is happening to the league? This is crazy.
We've seen this coming for years, man. I mean, the rule is you can't have any sort of like forceful contact, pretty much. I mean, he was clearly going for the ball.
Right.
He just happens to clip him, and according to the rules, that's an ejection. So they tossed out the league MVP in game 4 of a series that he needed to win.
And it's close. It was a close game.
Yeah. So, will I go as far as saying Denver, had they won that game, they could have come back in the series? No. But, you still want
Last year they did it. They did it twice last year. They were down 3-1, but they were down 3-1.
But, I mean,
you never know.
You're back to 3-1, but am I saying that changed everything? No. I mean, the Suns could have just as easily knocked them out, but you don't want to see the MVP go out like that.
And right on cue, Joey Walsh.
What's up?
What's up, Joey?
How are you? How you been, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Oh my God. Sorry.
Welcome to the show, Joey Walsh. Right on cue.
Thank you for having me.
Joey just came from BC. You had practice, right? You guys are you guys still playing?
I'm at Katuitt.
Katuitt. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Awesome. We just finished breaking down the NBA playoffs, and we're about to get into our next segment, Picks of the Week, so you can join us for that.
All right, sweet.
So Picks of the Week, we pick a NBA game. This week we're picking NBA games, either for the NBA playoffs in the next couple days. Danny Football can start us off. What are you going with?
I'm going to go Jazz over Lakers in Game 5. When is that on? Let me check. I think that's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So, flying blind, going to ride the hot hand. I'm not even going to see what happens in Game 4, whether it's 3-1 or 2-2. Give me the Jazz in Game 5. Ride the hot hand.
I like it. I'm going to go with my normal pick. I've been riding the hot hand of the Suns. I guess I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with what are we saying? Wednesday? We got to pick a Wednesday game?
I picked a Wednesday game. You can pick whatever one you want.
All right. I'm going to go with I'll go with the Thursday game. I'm going Bucks over Nets. I say they're going to close it out there.
Nice.
I think they're going to close it out. Hopefully they close it out at home. No superstar back, so we'll go with them. Joey, do you have a pick? You pick any game. Coming in cold.
No, I'm honestly gonna go with Steve with the Bucks over the Nets. I
love it.
I want the Bucks to win so bad, man.
Pick.
Double down, Joey. Double down.
Double down.
I like it. So before we get into the Red Sox talk, Joey Walsh is here. I met Joey at the Brockton Rocks when he pitched there last summer. And he's also pitches for the BC Eagles, and he's pitching for Katuitt this summer. I just found out with the Cape Cod League. So Joey, tell us a little about. I mean, we can talk about. We probably talk about it forever, but the last summer at the Brockton Rocks. Talk to us about your experience there.
Honestly, the Brockton Rocks was the most fun I've had playing summer league baseball, and kind of like baseball in general. Like, it was just a great group of guys. Like, the coaching staff was awesome. Like Getty, Andy Terrio. It was just a great. It was just fun to be around. I'd never dreaded going to the field and having these long bus rides, because we're playing Mafia. We're just having fun in the bullpen, having fun pregame in the locker room. Yeah, I mean, it was just a great summer all around. Got to work on myself as a pitcher there, and I was very happy with that opportunity. And it was. I look at that summer as very beneficial, because I didn't have a season that year because of COVID, and
Right.
So I'm very, very happy that the Futures League decided to play, and I was a part of it. So
the way you wound that up, I was really worried you were about to trash, bro. For a second, I was like, oh no.
No,
honestly, and I was like, oh shit.
No, so I always grew up going to the Brockton Rocks, and I always wanted to play at Campanelli.
Oh, just
this gave me the opportunity. Yeah. So it was kind of like a dream come true.
I think last year was a lot of fun too. I think it was a lot of veteran guy. When I say veteran, a lot of older guys on the team last year, in the league in general. It was a way better competition. It was the highest competition I've seen that league ever. And that was because the Cape League didn't happen. So we had guys like you and a lot of your teammates too.
Sinicola.
Yeah. Sinicola
Yeah.
is tearing it up this year. He's
Tearing it up. All American. He's probably going to be a high draft pick.
Yeah. I think he's going top 3
I'm
round.
so excited for that kid, man.
He's a great.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he doesn't.
And your teammate, who he didn't play with you last summer, but he plays for BC, Sal. He's
Sal.
a stud. He's gonna get drafted.
He's projected 6th overall.
Yeah, I saw a lot of 6'5", like Orioles or I forget who's 6, but he's gonna go
Royals
top,
or something like that.
Yeah, he's gonna go top 10 at the very least. So it's like a lot of great talent, and the great Joey Walsh was also in the league too.
I'm old, man. I'm old.
Well, you were the veteran guy. I forgot because of COVID you have an extra year of eligibility.
Yeah, I have a 6th year because I came in hurt as a freshman. Came in hurt as a freshman, and obviously my senior year the COVID hit, and they're like, "Hey, you have a 6th year if you want it." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure."
Yeah.
More baseball beats having a job, you know.
I hear you. And you get another year of summer baseball, which is cool too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you guys started like games yet in the Cape?
No, we're in our first week of practice, so it's weird because like you have to meet everybody again, and but I like it. It's fun. I love the Cape League. I love Katua. It's like my 3rd time being here. So Coach Roberts is awesome, and I'm just happy I get the chance to come back. And we start our games the 20th of June, so Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing. Like the Futures League, the one thing about it is it plays so many games. So we've already
so many games.
We're already like, I think we're already a month almost. We're not a month in, but we're like 3 weeks in to the season playing games.
Yeah. Roach is back at Brockton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, dude, like I have games like in a week. I was like, we're just finishing up our season. He's like, yeah, I have games in like 5 days.
Yeah, and he's playing a ton too. He won I think game 2, I think he went in the home run derby and won the home run derby.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. But how was the year this year and for BC? I saw I was looking at the schedule and the stats and stuff, and you guys won your last game against the College World Series, one of the teams of the College World Series, Virginia.
Yep. So we started off like on top of the world, man.
Yeah.
Like we were ranked like 13th in the nation at one point. And then I don't know, man, like just something happened with our pitching. We lost it, and we just fell off. Couldn't win any of the weekends. Like we'd always be in games. We played everybody tight for the most part, but we could just never finish out games, I guess. And our pitching just wasn't there. And but like I was happy because like I had a good year. I had fun. I was just very happy that we got to play again. This is all I thought. So
yeah. And you guys were playing some, like I said, you played some unbelievable teams on your schedule. And like Virginia is really good. We have we know both the Geloff brothers, and they're nasty. They just won today to go to the College World Series.
Yeah, I saw that right before practice. I flipped it on, and the kid Teal just hit a grand slam. I was like, oh my God, they're going.
Yeah, and then who's their? Do you know their center fielder? Who is that? I forget who it is, but he had a web gem to rob a home run when it was a 2-1 game. He the kid he pimped the home run, like he pimped it, and then The guy made a play. It was like just over the wall, and he made a play. And
Oh, really?
I was like, that's embarrassing. Because you can't.
That's probably the worst feeling in all of sports.
Yeah,
Flipping a home
can't.
run, just not happening.
Yeah, that was like, come on, dude, that was embarrassing. But yeah, they're like Virginia is one of the best teams I think I've seen in a long time, and you guys, you lost 2 out of 3, but you won that last game, which was I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
And my boy Joey Walsh got the save at the end of that game.
I did.
How is it playing? Like, I always wonder this because you guys, obviously, you all play together with summer ball, and you probably play with a bunch of these guys you play against. How is it like meeting these guys when you go back to like the gala, like Jake? Is it like fun to see these guys again after next summer and stuff like that? And you probably meet so many people.
Absolutely. So again, I'm old. I'm 23, so I've been in college baseball for a while now, and I've met some of my best friends. I mean, you talked about Virginia. Like, I'm not best friends with Geloff, but like I'm friends with them. But I'm really good friends with their closer, Stephen Schock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played in Katuitt with him, and like he's one of my great friends that I've met through baseball. It's like guys like that, like Sinicola, I'm close to. I text him all the time. Joey Bramante, I'm close to. I text him all the time. He's a character. I love him.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome. That's part of the reason why I like going to somewhere for summer ball. Like, you meet all these different people, and you have connections throughout. So,
playing against these guys, do you have any going into? I mean, we're a long ways away. We're still playing. We're still playing baseball right now, but college baseball right now. But who's a guy to keep an eye on in the draft? Going into you played against them, so you know these guys. So what's the guy to keep an eye on the draft?
I mean, obviously Geloff.
Yeah.
Sal, Cody. But I mean, really, like, the catcher for Louisville. What is his name? I'm blanking on his name. We need to look that up. He is nasty. He's probably one of the best hitters I've ever faced in my life. Like, I had no problem with their lineup at all. And then this kid gets up. Oh, Henry Davis. His name is Henry Davis. This dude, first pitch, just hit a laser like 2 feet off the ground into the gap, and dude, it was the hardest hit ball I've ever seen, and it was like off me. It was crazy. This thing, like, there was smoke behind it. He's like batting like I think he was even batting like close to 400 this year. He's also really good behind the plate. He's someone to look out for the draft. I think he's going to go first day.
Yeah, CBS has him as high as 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, he's legit.
I saw now that I'm thinking of it, I think I saw something because I was looking at mock drafts earlier, and there was one that was because I was wanting I want one of the two because of Vandy kids arms for the Sox.
I think they're saying lighter for the Sox now. At first it was Kumar, now it's lighter. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they said both of them at one point.
I think Leiter was like supposed to go 2, and now all of a sudden he's dropping to the Sox pick. So, but there was one mock draft I saw that catcher from Louisville, and I was like, oh, this is like, I don't know why we want to do this, but Joey Walsh is saying do it. Joey Walsh is saying go for it.
Everybody I've talked to, they're like, hey, have you faced like Davis, like every pitcher in the ACC? Like, I know, and they're like he's a tough out. And he is. He really is.
So keep your eye on Davis out of Louisville. That's a guy to watch out for.
Yeah.
So obviously Joey's from you're from Plymouth, right? I got that right. Yeah.
Yep.
So grew up a Sox fan.
Yep.
So what do you think? What's your impression of the Sox so far in this season? Danny Football and I have talked about this a lot, but I'm interested to hear from your perspective. What do you think of the Sox so far?
I love watching them hit. I hate watching them pitch. You know, it's just their starting pitching is bad, man. They need to figure something out.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty raw. Yesterday was just I couldn't.
They already
watch.
DFA'd Weber, so
That's great.
Good.
It was a long time coming. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it to start the year. Everyone was cooking with gas. Like, I mean, everyone was pitching lights out from your starting pitching, and we knew it was going to taper off a little bit. But like the last week has been pretty bad to watch.
Dude, like, I know Toronto is like a hard lineup, but I mean, like, come on.
What do we give up? 5 home runs?
8.
5 home runs? 8 home runs in yesterday's game?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
It was 8
It's
in one of the
something like
games.
that.
One of the games was definitely 8. It was when Weber got rocked.
It was definitely yesterday then. Because, what's his name? The starting pitcher, he got rocked, and then Weber came in and just did not help the cause.
No.
It was just it was like 18-4.
Literally putting gas on the fire. It was bad.
It was not a good day yesterday. My girlfriend's mom and sister went to the
Martin
game.
Perez came in 5 earned. Weber gave up 11, and then
He gave up 11?
Kurt 11 earned runs, my man.
Oh my God. I feel like I could get away with getting out with less than 11. That 11 runs? Is that serious?
Dead ass, dude. 5 and 2/3, 13 hits, 11 runs, all of them earned.
Hey, you love to see Marwin Gonzalez and Christian Arroyo coming in to pitch an inning too.
Yeah.
Marlon has a 0 ERA.
So does Christian Arroyo.
He also gave up a bomb, though.
Arroyo did?
Yeah, he gave up a fucking blast.
Oh, he did? He says he gave up. It just wasn't earned, I guess. Because it said he didn't give up any earned.
Yeah, I don't know where the runners came from. I sure shit wasn't watching it. So
yeah, I tuned off after the second inning. I was pretty done with it. Yeah, it's definitely getting pretty brutal. The last week we were 3-4 in the last week somehow after losing 2 series with the Astros and the Blue Jays.
That's what I'm saying. Like they like come back in like random games, but like their pitching is just bad.
Yeah, they're bad. Like they're always. I mean, besides yesterday when you're losing 18-4.
Yeah.
They're always alive in games. Like the first game against the Blue Jays, they came back and won 6-5. Like that was a great comeback win. But I looked it up. I did the math. It was tough. I had to use a calculator. The Red Sox have given up 56 runs in the last 6 days. 56 runs. That's pretty awful. I mean, part of that is the 18 from yesterday, but 56 runs. That's pretty awful.
That's bad.
And I think they scored like 30-something runs. I forget. I did the math, but I didn't write it down. But they did score like 30-something runs, which should win you more games than you lose. Like
yeah, absolutely.
But it was a tough homestand with the Astros and the Jays this week. They're going on the road, which maybe they need. They're going to play a couple, 2 against the Braves and then 3 against the Royals. So hopefully by next week we can get a few wins over the week.
Chris Sale's on his way, guys. It'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, but that's only one spot.
He's on the way. He's on the way. We're gonna be great.
Yeah, but that's only one spot. Like it's still like
fixes everything.
It fixes everything.
Over an open wound, baby. We're gonna be good to go.
As long as you pitch him like 3 to 4 days a week, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. I think he starts 3 to 4 games out of 5. I think I think you'll be okay. Yeah, I agree. It's been pretty brutal this week. The bullpen's been tough. They got to find some guys to fill that bullpen, and like we already got rid of Weber, which is great, and now we got to try.
Yeah, that's great.
We got to fill some holes here on the bullpen, which I mean we talked about the trade deadline. Hopefully we can make some moves up there. What do you think's more of a concern?
Yeah.
Starting pitching?
I'm excited for the trade deadline.
When is the trade deadline? I should know that. I should have looked that up before. It's in July, I think.
It's
I know it's in July.
Yeah, I think mid-July. I think
Um,
mid-July. Yeah.
what do you
July
think's
30th.
more July 30th? That a boy, Danny Football,
On
right
it,
on
on it.
Johnny on the spot. What do you think's more important, bullpen arms or starting pitching?
I mean, starting pitching. Yeah.
At the trade deadline, you think starting
Oh,
pitching
at
is?
the trade deadline,
Yeah, sorry. What do you think we need to get in the
I mean,
in?
I mean, I would say starting pitching, and then the dudes that aren't like really starting well, you just put them in the bullpen, see if they can do something in there. I mean, that gives them less pressure. So I think really starting I feel like they need another starter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean like
beside Chris Sale.
besides Chris Sale, yeah,
Danny
yeah,
Football. Danny Football's banking on the Chris Sale coming up.
He's all we need. Tanner Houck, he's floating around down there. He's gonna be healthy soon too.
I was talking about this with this guy at work. He is in a fantasy baseball league, and they have a spot in the fantasy baseball league on your roster where you can have a minor, like a AAA guy. And I said I was giving him guys to watch out for, mainly people that I know, and I was just saying those are guys to watch out for. But one guy was like, they must have Tanner Houck. Someone must have him, and they said he's not rostered in any leagues. I was like, you must be out of your mind. That guy's going to be a stud for the next like 5 years if you're going to just have him on a roster spot. So I gave some advice. Pick up Tanner Houck. If you're listening in fantasy baseball and you have that spot, go get Tanner Houck. He's going to be a stud.
Hmm.
I love he's nasty. He's got a nasty slider. I think he could be helpful on this team too.
He's on the way.
He's on the
He's on the way.
Is there
guys.
talks? Is there talks of him being called up?
I mean, he's already been called up a few times this season for spot
Just
starts.
arbitration and stuff.
I think he's just been like he's made spot starts. I don't know if it's anything. I don't know when it will be like more consistent. Like he was up when Erod was hurt.
I think the injury clearly messed with his projection. I think he would have a spot by now if he was healthy.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, Danny Football sees him every week, and
I wish I
Fall
saw him
apart.
every week. Some of the trash they walk out there in Worcester.
Danny, this is a total different feel. You were so high on the
They
Worcester.
got bombarded on Sunday, dude. It was bad. The Rochester Red Wings handed us our ass.
Danny Football is the newest, biggest fan of the Worcester, the Woo Sox.
Woo Sox.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the Woo Sox. He's a rewards member. So
That's cool.
looking at the deadline, who's someone that you would like to see them go after?
I don't know, man. I think it's a little too early for me. I haven't really been paying attention, like for other teams, but I want them to see something with the pitching, man. Stand it, really can't. So any good pitcher that's available, honestly.
I like it. I mean, you're right. It's a little too early to call. Like, a lot can happen in the next month and a half. I've seen a lot of things that said Max Scherzer could be on the block because the Nationals are losing a bunch of games, and he's a veteran guy. He's older.
That'd be sick.
Like, I think it's going to be tough to get him, but he's going to be out there on the market, potential trade spot. There's a lot of guys. Like, you got to look at who's out of it and then see who's like an older player that is going to serve no use for that team. Like, I looked up top relievers that could be traded at the deadline, and Craig Kimbrell's number one. Like, it's going to be like that. It's whoever's a veteran guy that isn't doing anything for a team that's not going to make the playoffs. So, I'm with you. I hope we can get another starter, but if we got Scherzer, that would be cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but
No,
if we got Scherzer, that would be cool because then you get Scherzer in July, you're getting Sale in July. That would be a nasty. If you could go into the playoffs with a guy like Scherzer, Sale, Erod, and then Evaldi's back to where he probably should be in the 4 spot, and then you figure out the 5th starter. That would be nasty. But I agree, they need some pitching help. They're kind of coming back to earth here.
Yeah.
My man Garrett Richards is coming back to earth. He was having an incredible start to the year, but he can he's not doing it for me. Dave Football, give me a little update. You started to, and I kind of drifted away from it. Give me a little update on the Woo Sox. What's happening down there?
We got a 6-game road sweep of the Syracuse Mets. The bats finally came alive. Jarren Duran came back. 23-13 overall. We got a 6-game homestand against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs this weekend, and I'll be at Saturday and Sunday's game to see how that goes.
Oh, you're at both doubling
Going
up
back
this
to
weekend.
back, baby. Back to
You're
back.
doubling up this weekend. You get a little hotel.
Nice.
Got a hotel in Worcester. Yeah, 15 minutes away.
Get a little weekend trip out of it.
No, we're gonna be bunking at home for free.
Put it on the company card.
The company card, yeah.
It's a tax write off. You can write it off. So Duran's back. That's good. Joey, have you ever played against Duran? Ever played in the Cape League or anything?
What's his name?
Duran.
Duran.
I mean, how old is Duran? Might have been a little before your time. No, he's still young, right?
I think he might have been.
Or maybe he just went right. He was a quick shot.
Could have been.
He's like tearing it up in AAA for the Sox. Like, he's unbelievable. He's on Team USA.
Okay. Yeah. Then no. He is on Team USA.
Yeah. That's why he was gone for a couple weeks. He played for Team USA.
He played for Wareham in the Cape League.
What year?
What year?
2017.
The year before I was there. Before I was in the Cape League.
So that's what it was. Missed it by a year. He's gonna be he's the future outfield of the Boston Red Sox. He's gonna be the Mookie minus getting traded. That's what he's gonna be. So it looks like they're kind of making a little run back now that Duran's back. You got to deal with Ryan Weber when he gets down there, though. So good luck to that.
Unless he just wants to get released, which is fine.
I think he'll just take it. He's not going to get a job.
I don't want him back. That's fine.
So we're going to move on to the segment that we like to call the Way Too Early Awards. So that we do the Way Too Early Awards we're going to do it for the MLB, where based off the first couple months, we're going to say who we think is going to win some of the main awards at the end of the year. A little prediction. We'll do both AL and NL. We had MVP, Cy Young, reliever, and Hank Aaron Award, which is the hitting award. Let's start with the reliever one because that's a little more lame. We're going to go AL first. Daddy Football, who do you got?
I went with Liam Hendricks from the White Sox. He has the most saves in the AL right now. So as much as I love your pick, I'm going to go with the guy who has the more tangible results.
I like it. Joey, you want to go now? I know I kind of sprung. This is kind of you want me to go first?
No, I'll go.
I forgot.
I mean, I'm gonna again William Hendricks. He's just filthy. Again, he is. The saves talks for itself. So I think he's gonna steadily keep that pace. And I mean, I like him as a closer. I love him as a closer.
I do like Liam Hendricks, but I got to have one of my boys win one of these awards. So I'm going Matty Barnes. He's just behind he's right behind Hendricks in the save category. He's electric coming in the ninth. He's shut down in the ninth. He's one of the bright, shining moments that's been consistent throughout this whole first couple months for the Red Sox bullpen. So I'm going Matty Barnes, 2.63 ERA, just a little bit higher than Liam Hendricks. So I'm gonna go Matty Barnes. Got to see the Red Sox win one of these. I don't have anyone else winning any of these from the Sox, so I gotta hook up my homeboys. So for NL, we'll do the reliever real quick. Who do you got for NL?
Craig Kimbrell. I mean, where is he in terms of saves? Let me check real quick. 18 saves. One off the lead, and the Cubs they're tied for first. They got off to a shit start, but they're playing good ball. So I'm gonna go with Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah, Craig Kimbrell is actually one of the top trade prospects at the deadline. Joey, who do you got?
How's Hader doing this year? I haven't even seen.
He was one of the top 3 guys I was
He's
looking
at
at.
17 saves.
He's
Yeah.
third in saves and third in I think he's third in ERA for relievers.
I'm going with Hader. He's filthy. I like Hader. I mean, he's a lefty that throws a slider, so I might be a little biased. So
He's the guy that I trade for every time in the MLB The Show. Like he's my guy I trade for every single time. He's filthy.
Yep.
I do like the Hader pick. I do like the Kimbrel pick, and you're kind of talking me out of who I chose. I'm going with McLennan from the San Diego. He's leading the league in saves. He's got a 0.64 ERA. He's filthy too. He's just having a heck of a year. San Diego's having a heck of a year. So I'm going to go with him. But I like the Hader pick and Kimbrel pick. The closers in the NL
all of them are
filthy. Alex Reyes has a .87.
Hendricks is literally the only one in the top 5.
Yeah, Reyes has a .87 ERA.
16 saves, dude. It's crazy.
It's like they're filthy. The NL is really stacked this year.
Yeah.
Let's do Hank Aaron Award. We'll start with the NL. We'll go AL. Who do you, I'll go first. I've been going last. I'll go first. I'm going Vladdy Jr.
I'm agreeing with that, dude. He's on a
raking.
He's on a mission.
Vladdy.
Yeah.
That's unanimous.
Yeah, he's raking it. 21 bombs, batting .344, 55 RBIs. I think he's leading the league, leading the American League in home runs. Last time I checked, home runs, RBIs, and he's like top 5 in the league in average.
Dude, so he honestly might win the Triple Crown.
He's has a real good shot to win the Triple Crown. Like he's third. He's third in the American League in batting average. Technically tied for second. Jesse Winkers as 344. So he's tied for second with the average. He's leading the league, American League in home runs, and he is leading. I think he is leading the league in RBIs. So, dude's breaking, dude. It's no question. Vladdy's gonna win this one. Who do we got for NL?
I went Nick Castellanos. I love that dude, and he's raking just as close to Vladdy right now. He's up there.
His average is high. I think he's leading the NL in batting average.
Yeah,
I think he's leading the whole league.
He leads the league in average, and he has the second most hits.
Yeah, I'm going with Castellanos too. Yeah. I love what he's doing for baseball.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, and he's like a guy that you wouldn't think of.
He kind of turned him into I don't know what happened, but he became a black sheep. No one wanted him. He was in Detroit for a little bit. They traded him to Chicago, and then just no one wanted to sign him, and the Reds just took him on a whim.
Again, another guy that I just trade for all the time in MLB The Show. I wish
the Sox took him.
Yeah, I do too. I would have liked him to fill out the outfield. I'm going to go with, I think this is kind of a boring pick too, but I mean, I'm going with Tatis Jr. He's second in all of MLB in home runs behind Vladdy. He's leading the National League in home runs. He is, where is he now today? He is third, I think. Yeah, tied for second in RBIs in the NL. And batting average, I mean, Castellanos has set a high bar at average, but he's still batting .279. Yeesh, that's not terrible.
For a batting average?
79? It's not great.
It's not great, but I mean, when you're leading the league in home runs and RBIs, I think I think that makes up for it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely take the home runs, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, 19 bombs in the first 2 months. I think I'll take that.
Yeah.
For ribbies.
Compared to the guy hitting 361, I don't know.
How many bombs does he have?
Castellanos?
Yeah.
13.
13? I don't know. I mean, that's close. Yeah, I like Castellanos a lot. I think, like, for some reason he doesn't get a lot of respect in the league. I don't get it, but
it's because he likes to have fun. That's his problem.
That's it. This is a no fun zone in the in baseball.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Cy Young. I mean, let's do the easy one first. NL.
It's DeGrom.
Yeah, I think there's no
It's
question.
DeGrom and then a sizable lead until second.
He's the best pitcher in baseball right now, in my opinion. I think he's just filthy.
Yeah, it's so fun to watch him. It really is.
I mean, he missed a couple starts, missed a start or two, but he has under 1 ERA. He's 6-2, has 103 Ks. Am I reading that right?
He already has 103 K.
Am I reading that right?
Really?
It says, Emma, according to ESPN, if you're lying to me, ESPN, tell me right now. It says 103 Ks. Is that correct?
Let me see if I can find it.
Look this up. Give me someone. And he's not leading.
It's saying Shane Bieber has 130.
Yeah, Shane Bieber has 100.
And he's my pick for AL MVP, Cy Young, so I'll take it.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Scherzer has 104, DeGrom 103. Bieber has 130.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
This is what happens when you swing for the fences, man. You swing for the fences, and you either go down swinging or you get it.
Yeah, he's my pick for AL.
Who, Bieber?
It's crazy.
No,
just everybody.
I just think, I mean, that's also what happens when you change the ball for the third year in a row. Everyone's hitting worse this year. We all agreed with DeGrom, right?
Yeah.
We're going AL. Who'd you say?
Yeah.
I want Shane Bieber for AL. He has 11 quality starts, and I think out of the top 5, it's him and then Kyle Gibson after that. So I'm gonna go Shane Bieber. And if he's leading in strikeouts, even more of the reason.
Yeah. I mean, Bieber is just the last 2 years he's been untouchable. So
yeah, he's just.
I'm going Bieber too.
Just to be different, I'm gonna pick someone else. I'm gonna go with Lance Lynn from Chicago. He has 11. He has he's 7-1. Has a ERA of 1. He's leading the American League and second in MLB in ERA with a 1.23, which is really good. 72 Ks. So he's not like an overpowering guy. But I mean, the ERA, that's pretty good. He has a good record, 7-1. I think that's pretty impressive, and I mean he's second to DeGrom, so he must be doing something right. So Lance Lynn, that's my early pick. But I like Bieber. I just like Shane Bieber over the last few years. So he's like he's I don't know if Lance Lynn will be there at the end of the year, but Shane Bieber has a really good shot to be there at the end of the year.
Yeah, like he's proved himself.
And then MVP. Let's start with the NL. I'm being convinced to change my pick, so I may change mine.
I'm rolling with Castellanos. I'm taking my man. If he can, I don't know if the MLB will give it to him, but if he can win the MVP, that'd be huge.
Joey, who do you have?
I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, I just don't see.
I don't know.
I just don't see them giving it to Castellanos. I really don't.
I think
I'm going based on
Tatis
numbers. I'm not going to go based on what friggin' the Manfred wants. I'm going based on numbers.
This is Danny Football's league. He's not answering to anyone.
Screw Rob Manfred. I'm going with my man Nicky C.
I think if Tatis gets his average up, then I think it's Tatis.
Yeah, I think Tatis is a safe bet. That's who I originally had. But to be different, I'm changing here. Last minute change. I'm going with he's going to be the first guy to do at this position to win it since 2011. And second since 1992. I think that's what it's. I'm trying to look up the stats. But I'm going with the guy we just talked about being the best pitcher in baseball, DeGrom. We don't see pitchers win it that often, but if he continues this dominance that he's been on, under a sub-1 ERA is absolutely insane. To have as many, like, over 10 starts and have a sub-1 is absolutely disgusting. So I think he has a really good shot to be that first. I think the last one was Verlander. I just closed out of the tab, but I think the last one to do it was Verlander. So I think it's going to be DeGrom. We'll keep it fresh. And all right, Danny Football, go ahead. What's your AL MVP?
It's got to be Ohtani. Has to be. It's insane how he's producing both pitching and batting this year. It's insane. I got to go Joey.
Joey?
I'm going Vladdy Jr.
I like it. That's a very possible one. Like,
I mean, if he gets the Triple Crown, it's impossible not to have him as MVP, right?
That's true. It's tough. I think it's tough because, like, you look at it. I mean, not to relate it too much because it's pretty different, but it kind of reminds me of when Russ won the MVP the first time and for the NBA when he had a triple-double, average a triple-double. It's tough, like, to argue. Not too many people win the Triple Crown. Like,
how many times did Miggy get the Triple Crown?
I thought once.
I think just once, right?
I thought it was once. Because they made a big deal that he was the first one since Yaz. I think it was Yaz. And then I didn't hear it again. Fact check me, Danny Football, but I think it was only once.
I thought he got it. Yeah,
unless
2012.
Unless you're talking about
I thought he flirted with it a couple times, but I think he only got it in 2012.
Unless you're counting my MLB The Show stats, and JD Martinez had the Triple Crown one time. It's hard to argue it, but the thing it's gonna come down to it. If he wins the Triple Crown, then it makes a good argument. But Ohtani's doing it on both ends. Like we haven't seen this since Babe Ruth, and really, like, let's be honest with the situation. Like, this is a way different baseball league that we're in right now. Like, it's way more. Yeah. It's tougher to do both right now. So to be producing at the level that he is right now is, I don't know if we'll ever see it again. Like, it's unbelievable. So for that, I think it is Ohtani. And with that, I also love it because I think it's the first time in I don't know how long or ever that I have two pitchers winning the MVPs. I think it's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be Ohtani.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen this year.
That'd be insane, actually. If two pitchers won it, that'd be insane.
That'd be crazy. Like, I think it, like, I tried looking it up, but I can't find the thing. So I'm going with it's never happened before. But two pitchers winning the MVP is pretty nuts. Like, that is, I don't think it's going to happen. It's very unlikely one pitcher wins, but to have two, nasty.
Yeah.
So that does it for the Way Too Early Awards. We're going to move on to our last segment of the night, the People's Topic.
It's the People's Topic, baby! People's Topic.
Remember, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Big Red Zone. You can write in each week, and we'll talk about, read your topic, your question, whatever you have. And let's get right to it. Let me pull it up right now. This is a special one. Let's give a shout out to one of our former co-host of the Big Red Zone, James.
Ooh, what do we got from
He
James?
writes in. He said, what do y'all think about Stephon Gilmore missing mandatory practice today?
We kind of touched upon it. It's not, I mean, I get why he's doing it. He wants more money because the cornerback market's starting to go up. But, I mean, we've seen this game we've seen players do this before with Bill. So we'll see how it plays out. But I get why he's doing it.
Yeah, it should be interesting how it happens. I don't know what's going to be the answer. I thought we talked about it last week when we missed out on Julio. We thought that money was going to go to Gilmore, but I don't know. It's a dangerous game playing with Bill Belichick like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've seen it before, and I feel like something like this happens every year. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see if he. This actually is a perfect segue. This comes from J Monty 0218 on Instagram. I think his name is Jeremy. On the Gilmore, he said, "What will happen with Gilmore? We were a contract trade. What does the future look like?"
I wouldn't be surprised if Bill trades him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded too.
If you want to play chicken with Bill Belichick, you could get traded. So I wouldn't be shocked if he gets traded.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying he shouldn't be doing this. He should be getting his money, but there's a track record of guys pulling this, and then Bill just cuts them loose.
Yeah.
but wasn't there like talks of him being traded last year too?
Definitely were.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Last
so like
year.
I mean that would just like that he would just get traded.
Yeah,
then,
if he's
I think.
willing to trade you with another year of control, he'll do it again.
Yeah. Especially with no years left. Like this is the last year he has you. So I hope they re-sign him. I hope they rework the deal, but it's not looking good. Thank you, James and Jeremy. We got a NBA question from Dennis Bagels. What NBA Finals matchup would give the best story?
I think Suns Nets. I mean, you have the super team that was constructed by players, and then you have the ragtag group that put it together in the bubble last year, and they didn't even get into the playoffs. So I'd go Suns and Nets. I think that's a crazy story on both sides.
Yeah,
I do like that. I'd like that a
do like
lot
that
better.
too.
It's a super team versus the underdogs, baby.
What better
Yeah,
story?
but but like, what if they get what if they get swept? I
If
mean,
the Suns get stomped, then that sucks.
Yeah.
But I think they can put up a pretty good fight.
hey, if that were to happen, I would obviously want it to go to like Game 7.
Oh, 1,000%. You get a 7-game series out of that. That's huge.
Huge. That just grows basketball.
That makes so much money. I'm gonna go with I think that's the best story, but just to be different, I think I'd go Suns 76ers. Just for the simple fact, like
Yeah.
Suns, for the reasons said, 76ers, like this was the original trust the process team. This team stunk for years. Everyone gave up on them every year. And they finally get the head coach they need, and then he brings them to the finals. So I do like the super team versus the underdog way better, but have another storyline in there because I don't want the Nets to make it to the NBA Finals.
Same.
We'll throw the 76ers in there because I think the Suns will wipe the floor with the 76ers. I think it will be close. Sure. All right. Thank you, Dennis. We got Kevin Carley. Just came in. Who should the Red Sox ruthlessly go after at the deadline? We kind of already touched on it. Is there one guy that you guys want?
I liked your Scherzer pick. I like that, AG veteran on a shitty team, maybe wants to make one more run at it. We have plenty of spots in the rotation for him, so he'll get plenty of starts. So I like the Scherzer pick. I know, has something to prove, wants to kick the can down the road a little longer. So let's give it I kick the tires on him.
I like Scherzer a lot too.
If the Red Sox see the Nationals on their caller ID, I'm picking that phone up.
Yeah, 100%. I think it makes sense for both teams. Like, if you can get some prospects and some guys to come in that will help you for
we can
next
send
year.
them Ryan Weber. That seems like a fair trade.
Ryan Weber for Scherzer straight up.
Straight up.
I think that's a good trade. I'd take it. Do you have anyone, Joey? Did we lose him?
Yeah, I mean, Scherzer picked out so much.
Scherzer? Yeah. I like
Scherzer, sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I was cut out. I like the Scherzer pick. I also like the Kimbrel idea that someone had, like I saw on a lot of places that are, like he's going to be up there. Because he's just raking. I don't know if they'll try to do it because the Cubs are actually, he'll help the Cubs go forward. But
I mean, either save your rotation or save your bullpen. So either one really works.
Yeah, definitely. And our last question comes from, who is it, Danny Football?
Is it Paige?
No.
Okay, Joseph Celia.
Joseph Celia. Joseph _ Celia.
Right.
Who is kind of off of the way too earlier ones? You must have heard. He said, "Who is your early pick for NFL MVP?"
NFL MVP. Wow.
We haven't even
Oh,
got into
man.
training camp yet, and I have no idea.
Early pick for NFL MVP. Jesus Christ.
Quarterback. Who's your
Justin
quarterback?
Herbert. Why not? I don't know.
Just a second year quarterback. You trying to play that up?
There's the trend. There's the trend.
I don't know. We haven't seen anything yet. I don't know. Kyler Murray,
There we go. Third year.
third year. We're gonna get him the MVP. Anyone, Joey? Do you have take a shot in the dark and who you think's gonna be the MVP?
No, screw it, Brady.
Ooh.
It's too. Yeah, I mean,
Brady.
I'm a huge Brady fan, so
I hear
Brady.
we're all Brady fans.
yeah, I know.
I would love to see Cam Newton. Anyone want to throw Cam Newton out there?
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
Can I put one in for Mac Jones 2 years from now?
Might as well.
I like
Call
that.
it now.
I like
Write it
that.
in now. Write it in now. Mac Jones. MVP.
Cash your bet and ticket now.
Yep. 2 years from now, we'll revisit this.
What do you think the odds would be on that?
For 2 years from now, they even take odds. Did they even
I-
take bets for that?
I don't know.
Let's see what they are for right now.
He probably has no chance. Like there's like
I don't even know if they would give odds that low.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm
he would be like an other. Like you know how they have like someone else. The field.
Let me at least try to find the lowest odds.
Do you have like the odds of
I'm pulling the MVP up odds right now. I just want to see who's the lowest. Oh my god. David Montgomery from the Chicago Bears is plus 50,000. There you go. Those are the lowest MVP odds.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty.
Oh,
bad.
you know what? I changed my pick. I'm changing it right now. Changing Kyler Murray. Sorry.
Dude, Mac Jones is plus 20,000. He's not even towards the bottom.
He has that many people.
Plus 20,000. He's a 200 to 1 odd MVP. That's
Wait.
insane.
Where is it? Where is it? Mac
He has the
Jones.
same odds to win MVP as Odell Beckham Jr. and DK Metcalf.
What?
And Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton has the same. I mean, that's kind of tough either way. Justin Jefferson.
Teddy
Joe
Bridgewater
Mixon,
is 150 to 1. What the hell?
They have more
What?
odds than.
That's crazy.
They have higher odds.
Pat
than-
Mahomes is 4 to 1.
Oh man, that's making too much sense. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has better odds than Saquon Barkley. Go figure that one out. I'm
Kyler
changing
Murray
it to
plus
Russell
2,000.
Wilson. Russell Wilson. Write it in. Russell Wilson. That's my pick. He's ticked off. They want to trade him.
Plus 1600, not bad.
I think he's gonna change it. Yeah,
Where's Herbert? Is Herbert on here?
Herbert's yeah, he's top 10.
Oh, I like Herbert.
Justin Herbert has a good chance. He's on the second year track of winning
I
MVP.
do like Justin Herbert.
He just puts up numbers, so like he has a really good shot of winning the MVP. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna throw the ball like
20 to 1.
50 times. I stand proud of this. I called the MVP. I should have put money on it, but I called the MVP on draft night last year of Aaron Rodgers, and I'm so upset I didn't put the money down on him. That's one of my best call. I did call the Brady to the Bucks. That was one of my when I thought he was leaving towards the end when I thought he was leaving. I thought he was going to the Bucks, but that and Aaron Rodgers are my two best calls I've ever had. I probably will never recover from that. Nothing will ever top.
Actually, I would like to change my pick though.
Who are you changing it?
Besides Brady, Josh Allen.
That's a good one.
Josh Allen. That's not a bad one either. Where's Josh Allen's a little bit ahead of Brady in the odds. He's third, 10 to 1. Or second, I guess, 10 to 1. All right. Well, thank you everyone writing in. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Big Red Zone. Remember to Listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and like this video as well as other videos. And tell a friend. My thanks to Joey Walsh. Great seeing you, my man. Love you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you. I hopefully see you soon. Danny Football, as always, much love for joining. Have a great week, everyone.